So Karen, since you decided to take off your white hood, it is my job as a white person to call you out for your white supremacy. So Karen here decided to make a comment and ask, why do I hate white people? Calling out actual American history goes against what you believe, which is the lie of American exceptionalism, right? You run around with your Confederate flag and make America white again with your BS and your scriptures and your bio, and you say, we're the best of the best, freedom, freedom, freedom. Cool, let's run with that. So let's look at the actual history, okay? Because there's more to this country than the Second Amendment. Black people were kidnapped from Africa. 1.8 million died coming over here on ships. Do you know what they did with the bodies? They threw them into the ocean and bull sharks ate them. So frequently that the bull sharks would follow the slave ships. You know who did that? White people. The founding fathers who designed this country. Guess who they owned? Hundreds of black people. That was white people. And those same racist founding fathers that own black people, they legalized slavery so they can own black people. More white people. Who wrote the 3/5 clause? Because that's the foundation of what this country was founded on, right? Because I'm sure that you love freedom, freedom, and the Constitution, I'm a constitutionalist. The 3/5 clause was written by who? White men. That says that black people were only worth 3/5 of a person. I find it rich that you call yourself a Christian, that we're all created in the image of God, that we're all created equal, yet the foundation of this country segregated people based on if they're white or if they're black or if they're Native American. It's funny how white people have done so many things. Now, let's talk about the Native Americans. Before the cancer of white people came to America, how many were there? You don't even know, and you probably don't even care. I'll spare you. The number is not accurate, somewhere north of 50 million. And after white people came here like a plague and put smallpox on blankets because the Native Americans refused to adhere to our white way of life, as of the 1900s, the population was down to about 200,000. Oh yes, white people. How about Asian internment camps? Over 120,000. 2,000 died because they weren't white. Who is that? Oh, look at that, it was white people. Huh. I'm seeing a trend here. So let's keep going. How about Jim Crow? Who created that? Oh, white people, that's right. Huh. How about Black Wall Street? Who burned that to the ground? Oh, more white people. How about the Trail of Tears where Andrew Jackson kicked Native Americans off their land? And how many died? Almost 16,700. That was white people. How about Wounded Knee, where white people murdered Native Americans, women and children primarily? Oh, more white people. Huh. Now let's move forward a couple years because, just so you know, black people weren't even citizens for the first 100 years, even though they were born here. Yeah, more white people. Oh, and black people couldn't vote till the 1960s. Oh, that's right. White people. Just curious. On January 6th, who was the majority of people that attacked police officers, that tased Michael Fanone in the neck? Oh, it was white men, that's right. And who's the president that pardoned 1,600 white convicted felons? Oh, look at that. It's a white man. Huh, I see a trend. 40,000 people die from gun violence every year, Karen. 40,000. Not that you give a shit because, you're a pro-life Christian. The vast majority of those are white men. 98% of gun violence are men because they're fueled with rage and anger. 60% of those are white men. Huh, I don't see you calling out that. And the person that you voted for, Donald Trump, while you wave your cross in your Bibles and freedom, freedom, and I'm a patriot, you voted at the voting booth for a man that has dinner with white supremacists, very on brand for you, who took down the history of slavery at the president's house in Philadelphia, who questioned the birth of Barack Obama, who wouldn't rent to black people, who asked for the execution of the Central Park Five, who is an adjudicated rapist, who was defending child molesters, who caused an insurrection that led to the death of 5 officers. You don't have any problem with that white man, do you? Huh. One last little tidbit, since you call yourself a Christian and you're not, you're just a Pharisee. Hundreds of thousands of little boys have been molested by the Catholic Church. Who do you think committed those crimes as a bulk? White men. Look at that. Damn, what a shock. And the last one, the Baptist Church covered up sexual allegations to women, thousands of them, for decades. Oh, I know you're going to be shocked. Here it comes. White men. Wow. Now, you just don't like history. Do you know why? Because you want to believe the lie of American greatness. And people like you are exactly what's wrong with this country. You see this country for what you want it to be. You want to believe that it's the best and it's the shining beacon on the hill. Do you know what we lead the world in? Incarcerations, gun violence, and military spending. And white supremacy, because you contribute to that. You do not want to change the lie of American greatness. Because people like you raise your kids in American flag diapers, you put them in a bumbo in front of your TV, and you show them flags, and you tell them to pray to it and worship it and idolize it like it's a god. And as they get older, they eat their freedom Wheaties before they go to school, and they feed their pit bull legal, and you go out to work with the Constitution on the side of your truck, and you make sure you have 200 billion trillion flags because you don't want people to think you're not a patriot. And you roll down your windows and you say, God bless America, so everybody in the whole planet can hear you. Oh, and let's not forget, you have to have 400 million guns in your backseat so a little kid can come and take it and shoot somebody because freedom, baby, freedom, you're a pro-life Christian. Now you tell me, Karen, nothing that I said is factually inaccurate. The problem is, in order for you to actually have 3 working brain cells, you have to accept the fact that this country's not great, and it is not. It was designed by white people. It has been controlled by white people, and women like you take back the women's movement. I'm surprised your husband lets you make videos. Do you have to ask him when you go out with your friends? Do you have to ask your husband, because you have to do what God says and submit to your husband? Is it okay if you watch the children while I go talk to my friends? Could I text my friends today? I want to be a good little white girl. Because that's what you are. Every single person like you that has God and freedom and patriots, you don't love America. You don't love the red, white, and blue. You just love the white, because that's what this is. You went to the voting booth and voted for a man who is an adjudicated rapist and a convicted felon because you couldn't stomach a black woman being in the goddamn White House. That's why we're here. Barack Obama was a bridge too far. That was the first domino, right? The black man was in the White House instead of out in the fields picking your cotton on the plantation, and you went traditional family values. White, 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 white. That's what scares you. Anybody that doesn't fit into your little bigoted, racist, misogynistic point of view, a straight white man, screw it. I can hear you now at the voting booth. Oh, if Pete Buttigieg goes, I can't vote for Pete Buttigieg because that's a sin. Let's just say that you're right. Let's play the devil's advocate. Cool, great. But then you voted for a man who assaults women, who owes her $80 million, who's a convicted felon, who cheats on his wife, who looks at 15-year-olds naked, who defends child molesters and is very likely a child molester. So you're okay voting for that? But not Pete Buttigieg, huh? It's almost like it's not really about that, is it? You just couldn't vote for the black woman, the most qualified candidate in the history of our country. She's not on Epstein Island. She's not a convicted felon. She's not a rapist. She doesn't defend child molesters. She didn't cause an insurrection. She doesn't cheat on her husband. And I can go on for another hour. But you found a reason not to. It's because she was black. And until people like me have these conversations with little white trash like you, that's why we're going to be here. Because you're attracted to Donald Trump and the white supremacy like flies are attracted to dog shit. You love the cruelty. You want more of it. You need more of it. Love thy neighbor as yourself. Love thy enemy as if to heap hot coal. And you probably go to church on Sunday because you're such a great pro-life Christian. With Joe in the Ho and F. Joe Biden say, praise Jesus. And you voted for a man who is defending child molesters. You are everything that's wrong with this country. So if I would, just be who you are. Just put your white hood back on. Don't hide it. Don't be afraid of who you are, Karen. Just be a white supremacist, because that's what you are. And I'll be damned if I'm not going to do everything I can to call people like you out, because you are. You're white trash. You are. You're a fake Christian. You're a Pharisee. The reason I do this is for people like you. This is the gift that I've been given. I was named after the Apostle Paul. You are a modern day Pharisee. And you're going to stand before God one day, Karen, and you can shake your head and you can be angry and you can throw your little Make America White Again hat to the ground. But you remember this. When you stand before God and he points behind him, 40,000 people died this year, 40,000 died this year, 40,000 died this year. Oh, here's the officers from January 6th. What are you going to say? But God, I stopped abortion, God. Hey, God, I talked about transgenders. Hey, I took out pronouns. Oh, Jesus, oh, praise God. Why didn't you do anything to save one life? Why did you spend your whole life using my name as a white supremacist? Why did you, Karen, and he's going to ask you this, why did you vote for a man that is an adjudicated rapist? Why? Why did you vote for a felon? Why did you vote for a man that defends child molesters? What are you going to tell him? You can be mad at me all you want. Go ahead and gaslight because you need to be the white victim. You're going to pull out your white victim card. It's not going to mean anything. What are you going to tell God on Judgment Day? Not a damn thing. And he's going to send you right down to Jeffrey Epstein. Because that's where you belong. You don't care about people. You care about being the white victim so you can get attention because maybe your mom didn't love you. Maybe your dad breastfed you too long. I don't know what it was. Maybe you peaked in 7th grade. But there's something with you, MAGA, that you need to be the constant victim of something. And you look for the worst possible things in the entire world. And you did the same thing with Black Lives Matter. You probably, and I looked at your page, you didn't say a damn thing about George Floyd. You know, another white man that murdered a man and put his knee on his neck while 3 other people stood by and watched it happen. Nope. Nothing about the 93%, the millions of people who peacefully protested because they wanted reform. What did you do? Oh, look at the 7%. Oh, the summer of love, so violent. But then you ignore January 6th because that's what you are. You're a hypocrite. The white man gets a free pass on everything. But if a black man takes a knee and peacefully protests and plays football, he's a son of a bitch, right? Got it. Have yourself a white day, Karen.